Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is English Bulletin. With me, it's Sabha Tribe. The top stories first. Coronavirus disrupts years-old tradition during this Dasai. Head of state observe Dasai amid low-profile function. Prices of fruits skyrocket during Dasai. Consumers blame a weak market monitoring for the price hike. Over 1,700 new cases of coronavirus reported in the country. Active cases dropped to 43,000. Scientists unravel new mystery about moon. Study reveals Earth's satellite holds more water than previously thought. And Tottenham secure a 1-0 victory against Burnley. Spurs climb to the top 5 of the table. And now, the news in detail. The head of state used to offer blessings and tika to the public during Dasai festival in previous years. However, the age-old tradition has been disrupted this year due to coronavirus pandemic. President Vidya Devi Bhandari received blessings and tika from priest Khemchandra Thakal yesterday at 10:19 a.m. She also received blessings from her mother Mithila Pandey at President's house in Sheetal Niwas on the first day of Dasai festival yesterday. The President used to offer tika to the public during Dasai in previous years. However, the trend has been halted due to coronavirus pandemic. Meanwhile, Prime Minister KP Oli received tika from President Bhandari yesterday. The Prime Minister had reached the President's house yesterday morning along with his spouse Radhika Shakya. Prime Minister Oli did not offer tika to anyone else except his wife during this Dasai. The Prime Minister cancelled the program to offer tika to the public considering the risk of spreading coronavirus. Similarly, Nepal Communist Party's Executive Chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal and Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba also did not entertain their cadres this year. Former King Gyanendra Shah also did not offer tika to the public this year. The prices of fruits have skyrocketed in the market during Dasai. The price of apples that normally cost rupees 100 per kilogram has now increased to more than rupees 200 per kilogram. The consumers have been at the receiving end because the prices of fruits vary from one shop to another. A report.
The consumption of fruits, sweets, meats and other delicacies increases during the festive season. This is the reason that the prices of these items differ from one place to another. The sale of fruits during festivals is generally higher than normal days. There isn't any uniformity in prices of fruits during festivals. The same prices of apple is found to have been sold at higher rates by as much as rupees 160 to rupees 200 per kilogram. Even the customers are complaining about the varying prices of fruits in the market. They say that they have been forced to pay high price for fruits because the government has failed to monitor the market. Meanwhile, the retailers claim that the differing price is due to the prices fixed by the wholesalers. They say that the big dealers have increased the prices arbitrarily and they have nothing to do with it. The retailers say that the prices of fruits have increased by almost double this year compared to last year. The Kalimati Fruits and Vegetables Market had fixed the price of 1 kg of apple between rupees 245 to rupees 310 on Sunday. Likewise, the price of banana per dozen was rupees 85 while the price of 1 kilogram of orange was rupees 48 in the wholesale market. The price of oranges imported from India had been fixed at rupees 105 on Sunday while the wholesale prices of pomegranate was rupees 310 per kg.
The government has confirmed 1,741 new cases of coronavirus across the country during the latest round of tests. According to the Health Ministry, the total case of coronavirus in the country has now climbed to 159,830. So far, 115,675 patients have recovered from the disease, while the number of active cases has dropped to 43,293 from the overnight tally of 45,572. Meanwhile, the death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 862, with the confirmation of 15 more casualties across the country. Nepal is currently among top 34 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. We continue with other national news. Deputy Prime Minister Ishwar Pokhrel has defended the recent meeting between Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and Indian Intelligence Agency RAW's chief Samanta Kumar Goyal, stating that the meeting followed all diplomatic norms and practices. Posting a status on social media application Facebook on Monday, Deputy Prime Minister Pokhrel claimed that the Indian Embassy in Nepal and Ministry of Foreign Affairs exchanged letters regarding the meeting between Prime Minister Oli and RAW Chief Goyal. The record of the conversation held between Prime Minister Oli and RAW's Chief Goyal is safe at Foreign Ministry, Deputy Prime Minister Pokhrel further informed. RAW Chief Goyal arrived in Nepal as a special envoy of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Minister Pokhrel informed. Minister Pokhrel took a dig at some of NCP party leaders, stating that the rumours were created to conceal the facts and due to ill mentality. Pokhrel has dismissed all allegations against Prime Minister Oli, such as negligence of diplomatic protocol, ignorance of diplomatic norms, Prime Minister trying to act as a puppet of neighbouring nations' intelligence agency, secrecy of conversation, and conducting acts that weaken national pride and security as baseless. Qatar's ambassador to Nepal, Yusuf bin Muhammad Al Hay, has visited Kapil Bastu district. Ambassador Yusuf also took stock of the situation from families of Nepali citizens currently in Qatar for employment. Qatar government was concerned about the lifestyle and condition of families of Nepali citizens currently working in Qatar, Ambassador Yusuf informed. The ambassador has also requested the local authorities to improve the school facilities and the education system in Kapil Bastu. Ambassador also assured that government of Qatar is ready to collaborate with Nepal for the development of infrastructures like roads, street lights, health facilities and schools in the district. And now the news from economic front. Onions have always been a popular vegetable in the Nepalese kitchen. During festival, a shortage of onions and the price hike creates panic among the Nepalese buyers. After being unable to meet the demands for onions, suggestions have been made for consuming fewer onions than before. Indian government restricted the export of other essential goods, including onions, to Nepal in September 2020. The Nepali market saw artificial shortage and price hike days after India's move. The price of onions increased by double than its actual price. Onions were easily available in the market at 40 to 60 rupees per kilogram before the Indian restrictions. As the news of restrictions spread, onions were sold up to 140 rupees per kilo. After the price increased by 100% within a week, artificial shortage and black marketing soon followed. The government did send inspection teams to the market to correct the situation, but alas, it didn't make much difference. Nepali consumers have been forced to buy onions in expensive rates, and shopkeepers have been fixing the onions rate suitable to their profit. The market inspections have halted due to Dasai festival. According to the rules of basic economics, if everyone stops buying onions for a time being, the prices of onions will automatically regulate itself due to lack of demand. However, Nepalese have chosen to stockpile onions and buy them in expensive rate. The government should also pay more attention to production and storage of onions for future emergencies, consumers informed. We'll be taking a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international and sports news. Welcome back, and now the international news. The moon's shadowed, frigid nooks and crannies may hold frozen water in more places and in larger quantities than previously suspected. The Associated Press reported that scientists for the first time have confirmed the presence of water on the moon's sunlit surface. While previous observations have indicated millions of tons of ice in the permanently shadowed craters of the moon's poles, a pair of studies in the journal Nature Astronomy take the availability of lunar surface water to a new level. More than 40,000 square kilometers of lunar terrain have the capability to trap water in the form of ice, according to a team led by University of Colorado's Paul Hine. That's 20% more area than previous estimates, AP quoted Hine as saying. The presence of water in sunlit surfaces had been previously suggested but not confirmed. The molecules are so far apart that they are in neither liquid nor solid form, said lead researcher Cassie Hornbull. Japan said yesterday it will not sign a UN treaty that bans nuclear weapons and does not welcome its entry into force next year, AP reported. According to the news agency, Japan rejected the wishes of atomic bomb survivors in Japan who are urging the government to join and work for a nuclear-free world. The United Nations confirmed Saturday that 50 countries have ratified the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, paving the way for its entry into force in 90 days. The announcement was hailed by anti-nuclear activists, but the treaty has been strongly opposed by the United States and other major nuclear powers. Chief Cabinet Secretary Katsunobu Kato said Japan shares the goal of achieving a nuclear-free world, but does not think the treaty is the way to go. Japan's approach is different from that of the treaty, and there is no change to our position not to sign it, as we have said, Kato told reporters Monday. Japan has decided not to sign the treaty even though it is the world's only country to have suffered nuclear attacks and has renounced its own possession, production or hosting of nuclear weapons. The United States, Russia, France and many other countries are setting records for coronavirus infection as a tidal wave of cases washes over parts of Northern Hemisphere, forcing some countries to impose new curbs. According to Reuters, the gloom weighed on global financial markets on Monday as surging infections clouded the economic outlook. US stocks had their worst day in 4 weeks over the double whammy of record coronavirus cases and political deadlock in negotiations to provide more economic aid. Word that a vaccine being developed by the University of Oxford and AstraZeneca produced immune responses in both elderly and young people offered some positive news as autumn turns to winter in northern countries and more people socialise indoors. But British Health Secretary Matt Hancock cautioned that the vaccine would not be widely available until next year. Any vaccine faces both scientific and public relation hurdles. Surveys have shown only about half of Americans would get a COVID-19 vaccination due to concerns about safety, effectiveness and the approval of process. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Premier League's deadly duo Heung-min Son and Harry Kane combined yet again to defeat rigid Burnley by 1-0 at Turf Moor yesterday. The solitary goal for below-par Tottenham came on the 76th minute as English captain Harry Kane cemented midfielder Eric Lamelo's pass into the path of Son, who headed home Spurs' best effort on target. According to BBC, yesterday the duo combined for the 29th time for a Premier League goal, while Son is now the division's leading scorer with 8. Burnley, on the other hand, were unfortunate to lose, with Ashley Barnes having a goal ruled out for offside and Kane clearing a James Tarkowski header off the line. Ashley Westwood and Joanne Goodmanson also forced Hugo Lloris into saves. BBC has quoted Tottenham coach Jose Mourinho in the post-match interview as saying, 6-1 or 1-0, 3 points, so I'm happy as I was at Manchester United at Old Trafford. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Coronavirus disrupts years-old tradition during this Dasai. Head of State observe Dasai amidst low-profile function. Prices of fruits skyrocket during Dasai. Consumers blame weak market monitoring for the price hike. Over 1,700 new coronavirus cases reported in the country. Active cases drops to 43,000. Scientists unravel new mystery about Moon. Study reveals Earth's satellite holds more water than previously thought. And Tottenham secures 1-0 victory against Burnley. Spurs climb to the top 5 of the table. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website at janatasamachar.com. We here at Janata Television urge all our viewers to take safety precautions while celebrating festivals. Keep washing your hands. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.